We challenged Bellarmine students to identify which presidential or vice presidential candidate was behind each quote, in a game of Name That Soundbite.
Politics is such a disgrace. Good people don't go into government.
Vance?
Vance or Walls?
JD Vance.
Trump. My first mission is to take care of our troops. I take that mission very personally.
I think Kamala said that. I think so.
I'll say Kamala.
Trump.
Tim Walz.
Tim, okay.
These are purposely hard.
Yeah.
We need to ask questions about how we're going to give low-income kids who come from a broken home access to a loving home.
Kamala.
Kamala
Harris.
JD Vance.
JD Vance.
It appeared students were less familiar with the less extreme statements, but when they heard more viral quotes,
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
Kamala.
Harris.
Harris.
Wait, what? They're eating the dogs, the people that came in, they're eating the cats.
Trump.
Donald Trump.
Non-Trump.
Donald Trump.
Correct.
they typically got it right. With social media's tendency to magnify soundbites, the boldest remarks often stand out. The question is, how much do they contribute to our true understanding of the candidates? To understand the relationship between media and opinions on the election, we interviewed students on what kinds of election content they consume.
So a lot of the election content that really catches my eye the most is the one that really appeals to teens, like think memes or trying to hop on to existing trends.
Not much content is actually geared towards the election. It's a lot more like personal now about the candidates.
With so much information out there, how do students decide what's real and what's not? We asked them how they judge the credibility of election content they see online.
I don't really try to get my information from sources that are too liberal or too conservative. I think if it's right down the middle, then the information is much more objective and likely to be true.
I like to use my previous knowledge I have on what sources most people deem to be credible or not credible. If something's especially interesting to me, I'll go search it up and cross-reference it.
I actually do like to go on any social media platform. And the reason is because that's where everyone else is going to be having their discussions. That's where people are going to be having their opinions on things. That's where it's good, a good straw poll almost, to see how people are thinking about the people that are running for election.
Navigating a crowded media landscape isn't easy. Social media plays a huge role in shaping how students perceive the election and candidates alike.
I would say personally, I do not know very much about the policies at all, but the majority of it is what is conveyed through social media.
It's going to have a very strong impact on voters, especially those who don't do independent research on candidates, because they will be more inclined to repost something because they think it's funny or repost something because they assume it to be true, which only further perpetuates the misinformation that's being spread.
Because of the internet's cycle of misinformation, we finally asked students what really matters in this election.
And I think we have an issue in this country that we care too much about the executive branch. It is actually the legislative branch in our local elections that matter more. But people, they should care about this election. It is the commander-in-chief. However, people need to care about what's going on right now in their communities.
As someone in AP Gov with people, shout out Mr. Brown, I know that the popular vote is actually a very big statement in what the U.S. actually wants. So even your small vote will contribute towards the 150 million or so that actually get publicized.
In AP Government We the People, as Cruz mentioned, students are finding new ways to engage with civic life. Led by Mr. Brown, the class involves a competition in presenting and answering questions about concepts in the Constitution.
I think We the People is a particularly unique opportunity for seniors at this school to work in teams and to really look at some of these issues from all sides. I think students being able to take a class like We the People and then go out and help educate their friends and help educate their families as well on the various sort of shades and nuances of some of these issues that people like to paint in terms of more black and white. I think is a real potential benefit for students taking any government class, really. We're in a really unique position in 2024 with this, kind of crazy contentious election, but also, moving forward to help students go out into the world with this mission as servant leaders understanding all sides of these issues and really playing a part for positive change in our political system. If it's not Bellarmine students, I don't know who it would be.
As election season comes to a close, it's crucial for our community to stay engaged and curious about these complex topics. Whichever way the presidency goes, it's necessary to keep making informed decisions and going the extra mile when it comes to learning about our government. From the Lion Mainstream Broadcast, I'm Gwen Hobson.